Oh, jeez Louise. Very, very sleepy here all of a sudden. Definitely need to hopefully catch up on sleep. I kind of did it to myself intentionally. Last night I stayed up pretty late and woke up early this morning to try and reset my schedule since I'm going to be getting up early tomorrow. But it definitely means I'm starting to already feel just a wee bit out of sorts here. But okay, Yak Pack, no issues whatsoever. Don't talk back. And fantastic. That should pretty much be D10. We did at least find our entrance to lair here, so we now have a bit more recourse if we do find ourselves in another really nasty floor. Hey, Nurgle. Finding you next to stairs is actually awesome, because if you start summoning in, I will just retreat instantaneously. Beautiful. Wow, everything's of willpower this game. How about that? Ooh, and +2 Gloves of the Spring Thaw. Resist electricity regen. Dex -3. It's a little meh, obviously, but that is a pretty incredible pair of gloves. So let's just run upstairs, throw those bad boys on, bring us up to 32 AC. Bit of regen action as well. Oh my god. Oh, the odds just don't stop. Cracked open the box of Pandora here. Unfortunately, this is just my life now, it seems. But perfect. Two-headed ogres, nothing we can't handle here. Keep IDing stuff as the scrolls come out. Ooh, hey Fanar. Let me first and foremost switch over to protection from cold. Then do I think I could take on Fanar? I mean, not with this array of friends joining us, but potentially on your own. Just bring you upstairs here, poison the crap out of you, and I think we win this battle, though it could very quickly take a turn. Beautiful. And we can swap over to a new stairwell just to avoid rerunning into all the friends that we left behind at the bottom there. Ugh. Why do I have so much more dex than strength? Is Gnoll thing a background or both? Definitely started with the background. Gnoll starts with equal attributes, but then I think it randomly distributes along with like your skills and equipment. Because I did a Wanderer start. So a lot of that is the background, I guess. Yeah, Gnoll is all equal, it's just 10s across the board. And then Wanderer just happened to throw a lot into dex. Partially why we kind of lean that direction in the earlier level ups here. Though, now I'm starting to regret that because we're getting a lot of good strength gear. So almost should have just gone strength from the start. Of course, if we had known, which we had no way, shape, or form of doing. Ooh, and yeah, rapier, but unfortunately minus dex. A little bit yikes. Heavy trident. If it didn't have rage, it would be nice just to get good attributes here. Oh my gosh, oh. What is happening? I'm so broken all of a sudden. Oof. Also, speaking of what is happening here, let's triple draw out of the deck of destruction, shall we? And let's go with the storm. And that at least kind of blast these sun's guns backwards, as well as getting a little bit of damage in. And what else can I do? I guess another destruction against you probably does the trick. It does create a bunch of noise though, so yikes. We'll run back towards the stairwell for the moment, letting our regen kind of bring us up to snuff on the journey as well. And that should just about do the trick. Fantastic. There's 7 across the board. They got nerfed quite some time ago. Okay. Good to know. I was definitely just throwing a guess out there based on how all of our attributes started, because we had a decent pool across the board. But good to know. I'm going to start running now. We could definitely, yeah, I was about to say, have another smite come down and ruin our life. If we want to for sure survive, then I think we have to read fear. Get these sons of guns off our back, run to the stairwell ourselves, and let's just heal up. We looked it up and it was 0.27 when the Gnolls were nerfed. Interesting. Well, hopefully slightly lower attributes don't affect us too hard here. It definitely makes it slightly more difficult to fully kind of multi-class, as it were, go full hybrid into every single type of run in the game. But still not too bad here for us. We'll have to decide on the next level up where we get to assign attributes, what we end up doing. If we continue down the dex path, or if we do hard pivot, maybe into strength. I guess strength could be nice to have just so we're able to more comfortably wear the heavy armor that we've found ourselves kind of set into for now. Smart Orc Priest AI would have smited even more. Well, yeah, I guess smart is interesting there because it would have to come with some kind of built-in cooldown. Otherwise, yeah, those smites just would be absurd. Untenable doesn't quite do it justice, because if somebody's smiting every turn, then you're pretty much guaranteed to go down kicking and screaming. Oh, but perfect. More ID scrolls, exactly what we need here. And what can I start clearing up here? I guess I do have a lot of our old equipment. We can probably hit the dirt for now. Ledge Tang we're not going back to in the near future, I don't believe. I guess I could brand it if I wanted. What I always really want, what the dream is a Ledge Tang of speed. Because high base damage on those sons of guns means that the speed brand does some pretty incredible work overall. And definitely let's focus on the caster here, Torinski. Oof. 15 fire damage from each of you. I guess what I also probably should have done earlier in this fight was switch into our protection from fire ring, since we do have one of those. Guess better late than never. And then we can start walking away. And again, our higher evasion kind of works out for us there with the amulet of the acrobat. Okie dokie. Tropa, I probably don't really want. Oh my gosh. Unseen Horror is a pain in the rear when you're not anywhere near a hallway. I guess all I can really do. Okay, we did feel a bit more experience. I was gonna say all we can really do is walk back and forth through the doorway and kind of hope that our enemies continually take up one of the squares we're walking into. But hey, it all worked out in the end here regardless. And what can we do? I guess magic regen amulet can go next. We also have scrolls of noise. So many things, I guess, that we could arguably get rid of if push comes to shove here and we're struggling with inventory as we continue on. Ring of Ice definitely not quite making the cut. And there we go. Speak of the devil. I guess Amnesia could probably also go down for now. Small chance that we do end up using those in the future, but not going to worry too much about it one way or the other for now. Oh, and yet another yawn. Oh me oh my, folks. Guess can take some sips from the drink here. Try to last as long as we can here. If I start passing out, we might have to end stream a little bit earlier than originally intended, but we'll see how it goes. Still plenty of time for the moment here. Can use them from the floor anyway, as long as you're not Jivia worshiper. Exactly. Yeah, I enjoy kind of carrying them around if I do have the additional space, just to save us the trip later. but at the end of the day, Amnesia, I mean, we could even drop the enchant weapon and enchant armor scrolls pretty safely without having to worry too much about it, but we'll see. If needs must, when again push comes, we can always change gears. Yikes. A dragon? Oh, I guess we are on D13. In fact, let's, yeah, kill the berserk polar bear. Let's stop being foolish. And there we go. For now, we'll kind of end there. I do generally like to end on D12 and come back up to either Orc or Lair, so we'll do that here today as well. Do have a lot of destruction cards, and Invo is sitting at 8.5, so yeah, we can deal 4 and the like, so that's pretty fantastic. And a wave of frost passes over us. I mean, we do at least have protection from cold as an option here, so that seems like a pretty safe place for us to attempt at the very least. Let's drop some of our garbage out here, switch over to that protection from cold before I completely forget to do so. And we can also ID real fast as well. And then I guess with that, are we feeling pretty good? We have a few open slots in the old inventory here. The trident is not going to be doing wonders for us. Poison definitely not helpful against the simulacrums. I was kind of hoping that we might find ourselves in the like pack infested caves, you know, where it's a bunch of yaks, polar bears, and wolves. Would have been nice for sure, but as is, we'll just see if we can't make do here. Come on, statue. Come on, Bessie. At least our regen very much doing a lot of the heavy lifting there to keep us in the fight longer than we otherwise might have found possible. And there we go, not too shabby. Again, having that resistance to cold is making all the difference here. And we might as well use some throwing while we're at it here. In fact, these sons of guns are pretty slow, so we can pretty safely kite them to our heart's content, kind of using these ranged weapons as best we can. Oh, yikes. And suddenly Seymour, we are completely surrounded. So let's take Vitriol, and yes, I will go through the cloud in this context, just to get ourselves to a slightly safer hallway approach here. Fantastic. Leching works fine against Simulacra. You're not wrong. Unfortunately, I did leave the Ledge Tang on the floor just outside of the room here. But probably, yeah, should have thought about keeping it at the very least. Would have been a nice option. But fortunately, it's seeming like we're going to be able to make it through here. Harpy Simulacrum. Ooh. Even frozen, you're still constricting there, my friend, eh? Yikes, yikes, yikes. And the Harpy is definitely going to continue to be a bit of a sore spot for us here. Guess I might as well throw some fire at the problem and see how that works. And, the Anaconda also so fast. Jeez. 72% chance to freeze you in your tracks. Pun partially intended for sure, can't lie. But the Dire Elephant, finally we're with someone that's slower. Okay, so you're saying there's a chance. Oh me, oh man. Definitely a tough selection of enemies here at the end of it all. Ooh. And I wish I had not opened up the can of worms into this next section, because that Buckler of Cold Resistance is a fantastic switch for us here. But hey, we'll see if we can't get through the last few of these sons of guns. Beautiful, and then we can definitely pick that up. Swap over to that son of a gun, and we're at 2 pips of cold resistance, which is super handy for just finishing out the last little bit of the area here. Oh, and there's the triple crossbow. We were really hoping to see that last game. Unfortunately, never quite managed to make an appearance. Ooh. Quarterstaff of speed. Unfortunately, it's two-handed again. But I'll pick you up for now. Again, I'm a sucker for these high-damage weapons with speed brands on them. Generally works out pretty well. We will do a search before heading out just to make sure I'm not missing anything critical here. Okie dokie. And then, I guess we're just right back into the mix of things. The 3D crossbow. Triple crossbow is going to be pretty rough to get going on a Gnoll character. In fact, what is it? It's 26 for min delay, and min delay is 1 attack per turn. So yeah, in a 3-rune game, not exactly looking like a potential future for us, unfortunately. I am a sucker for the triple crossbow, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't always work out. And you, my friend, have a sword of draining. Perfect. Just wanted to make sure that Sonya wasn't carrying around a, I will stick with boomerangs. A distortion branded weapon, of course. And can see how this fight goes otherwise. Beautiful. Able to take out both our new snake friend and Sonya without too much issue. Guess I did get very drained over the course of it, to be fair, but not the end of the world. We can hopefully get back to our regular health pool sooner rather than later here. And hopefully that's about as nasty as our lair gets here. This huge damage though, I mean, you're not wrong. There's a line there somewhere for sure, but I think we'll have lots of good options moving forward. I guess I should have at least picked it up so we had it as a fun little option, but that's fine. Nimrath also tends to drain if I want more of it. Ooh, again, very tempting, but you know, we'll save it for now. If I'm in desperate need of a self-nerf later on, then it's good to know, though. I'm definitely not one to spite the gods ever, really. Sometimes it happens accidentally. It's definitely in the past. Specifically, any of the gods that give you groups of friends and you can just accidentally hit one in an errant moment and suddenly you're public enemy number 1. Okay, so we get a bunch more cards again. So our destruction deck is looking pretty padded at the moment. Should definitely try to remember that in the future, knowing that we can very easily dish out a lot of hurt. Hello, my yak friends. Definitely hoping to see just more yak packs, if possible. Definitely work out quite fantastically with our current setup here. Holy moly, a plus 12 plate armor. Huh. AC would go up another 2. How about that? Unfortunately, I think I'd rather have the willpower than resist electricity. We are currently getting resist electricity from our gloves here, so there's not much of a need for that. 2 AC is probably not worth the trade-off, but that's still some pretty wild luck here. To have 2 exceptionally enchanted armor bits made available to us. The Ul4 plays Ul4, right? Let's go with destruction here. Start with pain. Aim an Emperor Scorpion, a Catoplevis, a Quicksilver Ooze. Oh no. You don't really want to ever polymorph or change the form of Death Yaks because they're surprisingly high hit dice. Yikes. Yeah, just look at that fun selection of new friends. Well, I probably should have thought about that briefly before diving headfirst into the issue, but that's fine. I guess I could just draw 4 again. I don't really want to, so instead we'll just, yeah, change them all out once more here. That's looking slightly better, though still exceptionally rough. In fact, let us dip into our pockets here for an escape and just teleport the heck out of Dodge, because things were very quickly cascading out of control there. Oh me, oh my. That earlier Genie run you mentioned, Colgate, was a Jivio one. Nice. And you got CBL. It's a bit challenging casting that without getting penance. Exactly right. No, those are the tough ones to mix. And I was really glad when there was the change with Vedhas to make plants like able to be fired through and stuff like that, because prior to that there was the constant worry about causing issues and destroying plants with anything that had any sort of AoE effect. Still is rough. Like, I start to panic anytime I'm a Vedhas user with any source of fire on me, and we get to the big like forest end to lair or anything like that. So, oh me, oh my, do those forest fires get rolling way faster than I would like.